And while they were breaking the turret here for Cloud9, a lot of utility was being used by Leviatán on the A site. Trailblazer came down, a flash came out too, so that's less information, but still allowing Tacolilla to position himself right at A long. Falls back after contact, flash comes in, C9 now executes into the A site. Big paranoia, counter flash out, but it's still Leaf with the first blood in the round. Already the flood retake, some support from behind. The toxic screen supporting Tacolilla for a little bit more. But just like that, all of Leviatán falls. Only one more left standing. It's kiNgg on a rotate on the top of heaven against a full roster of Cloud9. Not yet spotted. As it peeks out towards the window. Positioning from Xeppaa, still watching towards B main, so they have no clue of where this player is standing until he jumps out. Until he jumps out. The high tide did enough to keep Leviatán back in the A side. Information being thrown out from that flash. But there's a fake throw from that smoke.
Yeah. Just dive to back a site. It'll be interesting to see how Leviatán reacts each time. That's what we noticed on their Ascent game, was how they continued to defend. It was very predictable. What was happening from Furia would just run them over every time they would be in the back of Boathouse. Here, we have a lot more room to work with on Haven, so we should see Leviatán being able to back up and retake, as Cloud9 is now in C.
Paranoia, but it was avoided now in the back of the site by kiNgg, who still manages to get that hold onto Leaf. Inside the smoke, Shy's not afraid of these kills. That's despite that falls. Xeppaa looking to avenge his teammates. The smoke dissipates. 1v1, Shyy gets the third.
Especially if Cloud9 would start to pick up that momentum. Ooh. And the momentum does get picked up.
Exactly. Answer right back though. This will allow another Vandal to get picked up. You saw a hero rifle coming in for C9 at the beginning here. So 1-for-1, Shyy still fights for a hold on B. So no utility to get broken in the B site. Leviatán still has now a very strong hold, especially after that kill coming out from Mazino.
A good push mid too, Vansili. They're trying to pinch in C9 now.
Yeah, it's a big lurk. Actually dropping Xeppaa allows to activate that lurk from Shyy. Forced and now C9 to walk into the site. Jake just comes across as the toxic screen comes up, gets the pick onto Nosware. 2 players left alive, make that only 1 for Cloud9. Jake on low HP, denied by kiNgg.
Very close to being online.
Jump spot. Nosware's gonna see 2 right there. Leaf trying to get the pick. The dash forward. Shyy helping on the left side of Graffiti. It's a 3-player stack for Leviatán in the A site. Cascade also comes through, and all the visions being blocked, not allowing C9 to really get into the site until runi gets a pick off onto Nosware. Finally, as everything calms down, up for the surprise, Mazino gets the kill onto Leaf. More delays. Well done here for Leviatán.
So good.
Now the wall bang. Yeah, Shyy gets pinged out, but he's not going to get too much damage being done here by C9. Mazino not afraid of just running around his default boxes. Yes, a 2v2, but this will be a plant for C9 because the second player of Leviatán is very far behind on that flank.
What a stalemate in sight to get us down to this. Tacolilla continuously looking for these angles, and maybe kiNgg's going to have to be the first one so Taco can get a peek after his push into sight. This is going to be tough.
And runi cannot play the Hunter's Fury, so it's a crossfire setup. Zellsis decides to take the angle himself to win that fight against kiNgg. Tacolilla, very difficult to do on a retake with the operator, denied right away. They want it at this point.
Another re-hit. It seems to be the story of their game right now. That Throwing Thunder's ready to fly.
Big smoke towards the back, so this, I was going to say Tacolilla had to fight into garage. No trades, comes across a third. Is it going to be the turn? Nope, it's denied right away. And it's C9 all over the board, forcing now Shyy to save.
That's just one of those, it's going to be one of those games feelings, right? You're trying to shoot somebody that's not looking at you, and you just get danced out of the situation by another one of their teammates. That'll be a 4th one for Cloud9 here, and they do it flawless. This is really what Lev needs to prevent, too. When you get money under Leaf and he feels comfortable about dashing forward because they can still buy next round, or you're coming up to Bladestorm, so going down isn't actually going to be that detrimental to the play. It gets scary. Cloud9 and Zellsis start thinking about the future rounds. Taco by himself on that left side. Middle of the map is cleared. This jump coming. Oh no, they're gonna wait.
Yeah, just a dash through, and Jake comes in. Fight from behind, avenging his teammate. The lead comes in on the A site. It's Jake once again, the player who mentioned that he had a very poor performances and wanted to step it up, and definitely did so on this side. Now Xeppaa alone on the lurk. At least identifies the last two players of Leviatán on that rotate, so a lot of time for C9 to set up for the post plant.
2 rounds ago, we saw Cloud9 do this same strategy, but be killed by the person that was hiding in the cubby on the left. So instantly, we're seeing that C9's making a quick adjustment. That's time, another round now that we see Nazwer jumping up, a little action. Quick cleanup by C9. That we see Nazwer jumping to peak.
Seeker's also available. Utility's not strong enough to break the lockdown, allowing Leviatán to come back in, and C9 to play passively outside of the radius of that lockdown. Seeker's now coming out too. Leaf pulled back in sewers. Rune is still spamming across, and the Phantoms are still really good. First one to fall is on the side of Leviatán. We haven't tapped onto the spike yet, and finally we get it done. Xeppaa on a 1v1, but it's all C9 once again on the post plant. Nazwer left, no time left, and he's gonna have to fall back, but Jake's just waiting there in the spawn. He's just pinned. So Nazwer will fall, at least get a kill before. But the scoreline is still C9 in the lead now by 5 rounds, 7.
As long as there's a few of them with the initiator utility, this is the site they're going to be taking. Leaf's just waiting for that to fly overhead.
After shock to push kiNgg out, but Jake still gets the opener. Rolling Thunder on the attack to clear out C site. Jake with the teleporter on the top, shrouded step. Wow. And with that shrouded step, gets the headshot into Mazino. Post plant, retake attempt by Leviatán once again. High tide pushed up on the defense, allowing for them to push forward at least, but as it comes down, unfortunately, everybody falls. Tacolilla was heard earlier on before, so everybody's moving forward for C9 for the post plant at C. But yeah, this round's once again going to come in for C9.
Moving forward with just dominating force. We see Jake as well. Shrouded step up onto C default boxes to keep playing. He is heating up this game. And honestly, after we see him tweeting last week about the game, how it felt, first half here effort would be weathering a storm. Cloud9 do not stop at C.
Leaf's already in. Dashes in the back of the site. kiNgg's low on HP, reckoning out on the defender side. As they're pushing through, trying to fight back, but Nanoswarms, Vandals, everything's working in favor of C9. No, they cannot hold it. No. Which answers that question you were asking, Riv. 2 players alive now for Leviatán. The plant comes in once again safely in a default spot. Because Xeppaa's so far from that turret. Was hoping or expecting maybe a flank coming through. A flash now spotting 1 player. And that's Nazwer looking to do the solo play. First kill onto Jake. It's himself and Tacolilla, make that only Tacolilla, activating the dash. It's gonna be a tough feat. All he's able to do so far is do some damage. Maybe stat pad? Being fault line now, and I think this is pretty much it, Riv.
Yeah. Leviatán have not been able to secure a retake this entire first half here.
That continues, and that ensues into this matchup right here. So they could bring this game back, and it's starting quick, actually. Xeppaa's already around the corner. It's a 1-for-1, so Taco did his job for the 1, but a big paranoia comes out. And it's C9 that continues to play the defense like they were on the attack on the previous half, chasing down kiNgg on a 2v2, and that's finally going to calm things down.
I love that. I was going to say the same thing. Is this still their defense?
Enemy remaining.
Or attack?
I know exactly where kiNgg's at too. Nice job from both. The first opportunity that they have with the weapons advantage. They seize that opportunity now in a full gun round between Cloud9 and Leviatán in round number 16. Left heart looking for a quick push and a C-side split. Gets denied right away by Jake on the top of the platform. Seekers coming out on the attack. A support crossfire with Xeppaa. As finally C9 continues to hold the wall bang. Fully hit by the Seekers by Zellsis.
They're just waiting on the play from Leviatán right now. It's all on Lev.
It's all on Leaf right here. The first headshot onto Shyy activates the dash, but gets punished right away. kiNgg trades it out. Now Leviatán decides to push in the C site, or in the A site rather. High tide to cover the back.
30 seconds
It's gonna be a
left.
default plant. You hear Jake with the flank. Looking at the angle, kiNgg was looking to chase him down. Big paranoia, allowing Xeppaa to push through. But dropped by Tacolilla. You wanted him to step up.
Jake
Dashes away. But Nazwer is there right through the cove, and Leviatán stays alive. If the plant still comes in for Leviatán on A, though, I'd be scared. There's a possibility of a
Faking.
combination from a lockdown and Hunter's Fury on the plant.
30 seconds left.
And thankfully from the execution, it pulls out both of those ults that were just mentioned right away. So it actually allows Leviatán to move into A. Meanwhile, though, Tacolilla does get the pick up onto Xeppaa. Still fight inside B. As Zellsis answers back onto Mazino. An early rolling thunder to retake right back. Tacolilla cutting the rotation. It's still Leviatán in the lead for this round. Runi already running through, does get the headshot onto kiNgg. It's him and Zellsis. Zellsis, who said he wanted to step up on his game. Trying to support Runi. They hear the footsteps. The crossfire is still really good for Leviatán.
Who's focusing where the Odin's going to be after if they walk right into it.
Spanning through, allowing Jake to get on the top of the boxes.
The spray.
Gets the wall bang and a second one. That spike to fall. Lee pushed up from the sewers. Instantly, there's only one player left now for Leviatán. It's Shyy. Trying to clutch it out. Will not happen. Runi finally helps Cloud9 seal the deal on the first map. 13-8 on the scoreline.
That's what I said. Which way is this Odin going to be going? You were actually more worried about Jake shooting through the wall because the Odin was a distraction. Yeah, Cloud9 at that point, after losing, what was that, 5 rounds in a row, said, no, let's just meet them at the doorstep and stop them. They were giving that we'll see Lev first. We'll see how they set up some traps. Ooh, Leaf wants action right away.
And they wanted the action right away for Leviatán.
Oh my gosh.
3 players already pushed out towards the C site.
This bonus round so far looking good in numbers-wise.
That's the thing for C9. They've been moving around the map every single time, trying to figure out there's a stack somewhere from this bonus round from Leviatán, and they never found it. A big paranoia from Mazino to get the first blood in the round. Leaf trying to turn around the corner in the back of the A site. Support coming out from drop. That's already Tacolilla with the Sheriff. The headshot onto Leaf. The backstab, the spike goes down for Cloud9. And on the post plant, Leviatán's looking for the flood back from the heavens. Snake bite to push one back, but the rest of Lev are looking for the right timing. Bodies are still holding tight inside the A site for C9, and finally we stop the bleeding. The advantage with the weapons that you have for Cloud9 turns the favor back for them as Shyy's alone on this 3 versus 1. Even reloading, even spotted by Runi, connects onto that first shot. But the high-low now support in the crossfire. The first contact being Xeppaa. You know damn right. He's not going to be able to fuse at this.
Going to play more aggressive.
And the wall came up early on the defense just to allow Tacolilla right here to pick up the orb. And as they heard the orb being tapped, Runi tried to push out, gets punished by Mazino. And Tacolilla still has the showstopper. But C9 now knows there's a lot of pressure on A. They want to push it to C right away. But it's getting denied by kiNgg's utility. Slowing things up a lot more, allowing Tacolilla to now play the fast rotate from the B site. Execution then comes across, big paranoia. Shyy still hiding inside the pillar. Dashing through, sliding across. Leviatán still holds their ground until Xeppaa cleans up with 2 kills. There's that showstopper, does not connect as a Seeker hits him. An advantage comes out for a post plan, especially after that flash. Counter flash out from Mazino, a 2 versus 1. Does Spike get to be planted as a trace come through and C9 get the round?
Opening door here on the right, messing with things.
There's that pit, but C9's already just on the edges. There might be a timing here.
Oh my God.
Zellsis made it across the shorty, but then out with the Phantom. No punishment coming out. And that allows Leviatán to hold the C site, forcing now C9 to push into B.
30 seconds left.
Oof. Making it through super low. So they're getting hit from both sides here. They have to be careful, but a good watch from Xeppaa could clear this.
Runi has his own pit, covering out towards the waterfall connector and spawn. Xeppaa playing the off angle in the front of that baby door and gets denied by Shyy. Lockdown, this is going to be huge. But we want to fight back for Cloud9. It works out for a trade-off, and Shyy has to win this fight. Shorty comes out of the lead. Jumping across, playing the time as we have a fight inside the pit very soon. That 1v1 is won by Shyy, and a back and forth comes in for Leviatán inside the pit, allowing for them to move in for the defuse as they tie up the game early, 3-3.
Very defaulty here to start, but they're trying to feign the pressure towards B.
Careful here. Careful.
And that lockdown wasn't used in that previous round, so it could be a great piece of utility for Shyy. Round number 7. As C9's taking control of the B site once again, but all this for a fake to force a rotate. Now everybody moving towards the C site for Cloud9. Shyy looking to activate off the turret contact. First headshot there on to lead with the shutdown. Oh my gosh, swing from kiNgg for a triple kill.
C.
Dropped his crown there.
That's Zellsis alone now.
Placing swarm grenade.
Spike
Swarm grenade out.
right in his
I
view.
got the spike.
But he's up against a full roster of Leviatán minus kiNgg. The positioning is perfect. Could still pull back if he wants to. If he wants to press forward.
30 seconds left.
Tip of the gun being spotted. The wall bang from 2 players now. But all of Leviatán, currently what they're doing is just looking for the opportunity to get spotted and then go for the protocols and swarm into Zellsis. Barely any time left. Yeah, let's just look at the spray. So it might allow for them to lurk back up. And as they come in, there you go, the contact play to pick off these 2 kills onto Nosware and Mazino. And Cloud9 are trying to get the planet to A. Showstopper coming out, denied right away by Leaf. Player advantage back for Cloud9. Zellsis cutting the rotations. That is going to be spotting both players. Shyy in a tough spot. Poison Orb now coming down. And he's now committed to have to go for this, because he knows Zellsis is not too far behind. Runi playing the off angle, tight, tucked in.
Try and mess with timings right now. They're just going fast.
Relay bolts, first stun, second stun, but kiNgg's already there for the support up towards A heaven. Pit coming down, but it doesn't cover too much of the site, allowing Jay to get behind. Finally just covers Shyy on time.
What a weird pit.
There's smokes all across the place. In the back of the site, in the back of the pit. At the drop-off is going to be Jake. Meanwhile, though, we still have a plant in the A site. C9 not afraid of the Viper's pit.
This play so tense right now. Lev's going to have to waterfall in, or they give us one of the save rounds. I mean, Taco's in.
Taco's in. Trailblazer's going to spot Jake. He TP's away. And meanwhile, we have to lock down on the attack. That's going to run the clock down even more. As you can't deny the lockdown. A lot of that time is now wasted, but thankfully we don't have any Leviatán special fighting through, but a little too late. Recommitting to the site, dying, committed. Oof. And despite all of that, I don't think they even had time for the defuse. So maybe they should have went for the Leviatán special to save that one around, but C9 ties it back up. It's a mixed bag of tricks now for Leviatán as C9 has the execution towards the C site. Big trade-off. Runi picks off one, but will be able to get all that information here for the rest of Cloud9 as they set up on the pulse plant.
Big seekers from Xeppaa. Knowing that's going to be a weird buy from Lev, they don't walk into anything of an eco strat. And a retake towards A here. Big scaling by Cloud9 into B site, into that B connector. Should make this retake pretty easy to stop for C9.
Got it, step across. Xeppaa's just waiting inside of that dark cover.
Removed.
We've mentioned it before. Positioning's too good here for Cloud9 on the retake. They're trying to make it expensive. Nosware is able to get the pick off on to Zellsis. And trying to keep the rest of Cloud9 in the A site. With a door being opened by Jake, that's going to push everybody back on a defense.
One enemy remaining.
Jake comes in for the last 2 kills with Leaf. No more damage.
Like global on that side of the map. You have to wonder what Leviatán thinks each time Cloud9 does that.
This is good. kiNgg already identified. He knew that they were going to try to push forward. He already pinged it across when the smoke, before even the smoke came out. Now forcing C9 to commit into B. A pit out from Runi, as we mentioned before. 2 versus 2 as the plant comes down at a default spot. Xeppaa jumping on the top of the platform, head-to-head against Nosware.
One enemy remaining.
And killed by a snake bite. Tacolilla on a 1v1, the flick out! And Leviatán are able to come in to save and tie the first half 6-6 here on Lotus.
Slow first round. We wondered if they would draw C9 down to the last seconds here. It looks like they will feel comfortable to do so, just playing that numbers game and knowing, hoping they'll be able to swarm a site. They know Runi won't be there. Big first kill.
It's good information from Cloud9, getting the Trailblazer out, knowing that that pick on the C site will not rotate Leviatán in that area, but nonetheless, they still lose 2 players on the hold. Low HP onto Xeppaa. Paranoia coming out. Xeppaa hiding behind this tree, gets cleared out.
30 seconds left.
But he still gets one for his troubles. Spike now down, delaying the time, allowing the flank to happen. Nosware knows this, turns around, gets the headshot with the classic.
Spike planted.
Zellsis on a 4 versus 1. Poison Orb now coming down. It's going to be another very tough situation this time in A. All in the hands of Zellsis. He's trying to get a perfect timing here, but the flash is going to give his position away. Closing in right now. No room to breathe for Zellsis, and he gets sniped! That's how you send a message here in the second half for Leviatán. So you're playing a little bit more passively with Zellsis' utility on the A site, but they still have that double support by the small door. Seeker's coming out now, waiting for that to break up. Now Zellsis has a big task up ahead as he holds back the A site, but a rotate comes back from Leviatán to work back towards B. A late lurk coming out, as you mentioned here from Shyy, but the toxic screen blocks long enough to allow Jake to try to punish some players, but he gets punished himself, allowing 2 openers to happen for Nas, where fighting back is going to be Xeppaa. Trying to deny the plant is going to be Runi, but the plant will still come down.
Spike planted.
Zellsis on the top, the backstab on the Tacolilla. An angle not being watched. And the lower buy from Leviatán actually comes back in their favor.
Huge lurk by Shyy to make this round a possibility. You'll talk about what he did there to kind of dodge out on a perfect angle, Cloud9 thought, but that's exactly what Leviatán need to be able to do. Work the map, but still in the eyes of Cloud9 full anchoring a site, be able to trick that protocol into their favor. Ooh. So looking at what Shyy did there, we've seen this before, is when the wall, that's the choice. Seeker's out, blast pack in. Usually if you have something, there's a quick push. Slow movement now for kiNgg to come in. So Cloud9 do go big aggressive. We wonder if that attack would come through, and Seekers do finally come out. C9 just trying to avoid it all towards A.
From a free R picked up on C site to allow these Seekers to come out from Leviatán on the attack. All of the utilities were going to be denied too. But Leaf on a rotation. Catches kiNgg on a late lurk.
Satchel out.
2-player advantage now for Cloud9. So they're winning to just close in. One-way smokes being thrown. That's actually quite nice by Mazino. Big paranoia out by Jake this time around. A fight. Jake looking to fight on the top, behind the spawn. Closing in our C9 from 2 angles, but that one-way smoke was strong for a bit until finally Xeppaa and Zellsis runs through to support Jake and get the last kills, and a defuse in for Cloud9.
Confidence pretty quiet from what we usually hear from the players. Cloud9 is just focused right now. Let's see this once again. It's taking a little bit more space to make this work. And you see that working as a 2-man team. A little one-way hide here.
Yeah, it's actually quite nice that Zellsis used that one-way to his own favor to prevent Nazar from really running out from B main. So good patience for Cloud9 despite that clock ticking down.
Yep.
This time around, you saw how Zellsis was being vocal. Let's try to fight back. Let's try to move forward. You mentioned the aggression that you wanted to see from Cloud9 this time around.
There it is.
They've done so.
Right into B, too. A quick walk from Leviatán here.
Yeah, but it's actually C9 that this aggression's coming out from. The flash also spawning kiNgg. Leviatán falling back to support him. It's going to be a bloodbath very soon. Trailblazer to get a bit of information. Jake decides to fall back. Smart move here for Cloud9 after the Trailblazer to spot the players playing very passively in spawn for Leviatán. We're also looking to fight back, denied, delayed by relay bolts and even a smoke.
Alarm bot out.
So that will allow rotate over back from Cloud9 to stack up towards B and A. Or B and C rather, where Runi has to hold it back.
I think they'll know this is going to be going C. They identified the turret at B. Yeah, Cloud9 do a great job at realizing Leviatán's going to want to avoid the rest of the Killjoy utility to get a plant in to avoid the stall, but the stall still comes in. That lockdown forces them across the map again.
This is going to be tough because the lockdown was early, so it forces Leviatán, or they decide to move back towards the A side. There's no one-ways being thrown by Jake. He's playing the off angle just by Rubble.
30
the
seconds
Vandal
left.
in hand.
Almost a few too many times we see Leviatán only have one answer, right? One B protocol to the strat here as they go for C on this one.
It has to be slowed down. Beginning of the round, Tacolilla already used both of his
30
satchels in A.
Yeah.
So that first snake bite being thrown by Runi will allow for the rotate to happen, so they can come in quicker for the retake play, but it's a last-minute shift, a last-minute pivot back towards the B site. And Zellsis comes into contact with Shyy, who gets the opener at the flank, coming out from Leaf right after. But there's only 10 seconds left on the round. We have to commit for a plant,
Standing.
and it's still Leviatán that's able to hold the B site.
Yes.
Or C heaven rather from C9 to try to retake here. Relay bolts out. A double pinch out for Cloud9.
Is there enough in sight?
There's just not enough time. They have that quickly, and it's Leviatán instead. Once again, putting their foot on the ground. Leaving Runi alone, chased down by Tacolilla. And Leviatán are at map point on Cloud9's map pick of Lotus.
Let's see if this one counts. A hold from kiNgg could stop it all and alert Leviatán.
The flash to gain position, support out from Shyy, but it's Guardians moving forward, so
Shyy?
not too much weaponry coming across. Long range from Jake to tie it up on a 4-4 situation. kiNgg again, that's support. Dwindles down a number of Cloud9 as they have their economy broken this time around. Maybe they don't need those 4 chances to close out the map. Player advantage pit available for kiNgg as well, as they all group back up. Trailblazer still spots kiNgg, so for C9, it's not too much information. For them, it could still potentially be alert play. That's why nobody's rotating here. The flash pulls Xeppaa back towards the waterfall, but Leviatán already comes in for the execution. Trying to get a timing through the smoke. Xeppaa gets the kill before he gets hit by the paranoia. Back to a 3 versus 3. Switching weapons across, giving the Phantom over to runi because Xeppaa's low on HP. One more kill will also activate the Seekers, which will be huge against the Viper's pit from kiNgg.
Can they source him that kill? Zellsis is going to go in first with the Phantom, and they follow through with the rest of the team. This is going to be tough, Silly. They don't have much time.
Zellsis does get the pick off. That's a flash available for Xeppaa, very soon. Thor still spraying across on our 2 versus 1. kiNgg trying to stay alive inside the pit. Big flash doesn't come across, a tap onto the spike. Oh, a spray through the Viper's pit from Xeppaa. A C9 wins the lower buy against Leviatán. The good thing too is when Leviatán moved into the B site, that utility wasn't really spotted yet by Cloud9. Or the utility by Cloud9 wasn't spotted rather by Leviatán, which allows for these late hits coming back from Leviatán. If it goes back into the B site, they have an alarm bot and nanoswarm close by. Meanwhile though, we are looking for map control for Leviatán towards a Leaf ADSing right now. With this Bulldog.
The timing.
Very well done. Counting 1-2 when the poison orb comes up.
Yep.
Gets that pick off onto kiNgg. But Shyy does have a lockdown to work with. Not with the team so far though. Xeppaa is looking for potentially late information with the Seekers.
30 seconds left.
Now the Seekers will come out as soon as the boom block came across. And finally there's that utility found. Placed by Zellsis inside the Seekers to try to gain position back towards the A-link. Big paranoia to blind the players. The plant comes down for Leviatán, and it's Xeppaa starting things off for Cloud9 to get 2 kills. A trade off here from Leaf, and Jake closing in onto Shyy at B main.
Something else to have to work with. All the members ready to go in. It doesn't look like to be a lockdown fake either.
You should run.
That's exactly it. So that lockdown now comes in. And Leviatán have been very good in these pulse plants in the second half. Looking for a last-minute hit. The satchel's out from Tacolilla. The pain shells too, not to allow Leaf to move forward. The plant is now safe.
Spike planted.
So not only is Tacolilla with that responsibility of getting entries, he is also the one moving around to get safe plants. Showstopper available from that plant and stops Xeppaa right at the waterfall. A trade-off. Disadvantage though still for Leviatán.
Enemy remaining.
As a fight
2v1.
came down towards the mound. Up to Lee, stopped by Noswer. And
Attackers
Leviatán
win.
are able to push this into a 3rd map.
Ascent going to be the decider between Cloud9 and Leviatán, who gets eliminated and who moves on in playoffs. Leviatán show up for map 2, finding the pistol round, securing the...
Looking for the re-hit, and it's a jump spot by kiNgg.
They're everywhere in sight.
It'll get both players ready here for a high-low for Leviatán. There comes that swing, the first contact, but it's still Jake opening things up. The save plan now for Generator, but there's already support coming out from Leviatán. Big paranoia to delay the time, allowing C9 to set up on the post plan. Flash for a swing out, Jake trying to get these picks. But another knife comes through as it's only gonna spot Leaf.
They can be patient.
Looking for that kill, and they'll get it with the frenzy. 3 players now
30
alive for
seconds
Leviatán on the top of heaven. Turret is gonna spot everything. Shock darts coming in from the heavens. Nanoswarm flooding C9 back out towards the A site. But things are looking good now for Cloud9 to get this pistol round. One-way smoke even set up.
Wow. Delay for days.
Yeah, it's even C9 pushing forward. Toxic screen about to come down. Both of them now spotted. There's still some time to work with into the final moments. Leviatán's final push back on the retake for the pistol. Doubling up, Zellsis hears that drop into the garden. And now you know, this spike's gonna come out in favor now of C9 rather, as Leviatán get a couple of kills.
One enemy remaining.
And that's an interesting way to play a pistol round for Leviatán.
B in a push by Shyy.
The push allows for him to get 2 kills even. The second one being full paranoid. Jake finally comes in for the support, but that's a great start for Leviatán this time around.
Detect here. Shy's had a hell of a game for himself too. A few multi-kills there coming out from the Killjoy, the Sentinel player. Jake and the team still want to re-hit here with a little bit of noise over towards Cat from Xeppaa.
And mind you here that C9 are going back to their composition that they used on week 4 in the Super Week.
Yeah.
Double controller with the Viper, using that first poison orb to clear out the utility. At least from Killjoy, that wasn't really needed because Shyy already got picked in early in the round. But the wall still allows here the lurk from Xeppaa to happen. C9's been good of taking a ramp control in the past.
Oh, that's a head.
kiNgg playing close,
30
but it's a
seconds
head in favor of kiNgg instead. Xeppaa falls. Now the last 2 players forced to push inside the A site. Plant is going to get attempted with 20 seconds left on the clock. It will go down. Jake playing the off angle. Door being closed, so they want to have Leviatán guess that both players are playing inside A site. Jake looking for the timing. Gets it on the first.
player standing.
Gets traded right off. The updraft. Nice job by runi. Almost lined up the last 2.
Man, silly. The pressure being created here is immense on market.
It's not being checked. Nobody's watching it so far, but it's a jump peek first. Will the trade-off happen? It will. That's 2 rifles now picked up. Shock darts now into the market.
Repair, reset. That's the idea.
Did get some information now with that TP in the B site. Pretty sure they're hearing that turret, so they know 2 players inside B site. Trying to push now towards spawn. Nosworth just spotted Jake. And there's only 26 seconds left on the clock. Now it's C9 that's currently sandwiched by both extremities here from Leviatán. Paranoid doesn't hit anybody yet. Time for Mazino and kiNgg to get the crossfire set up. There's the Guardian for the first 2 kills. Make that even a third! And gets the dink through the wall here as Mazino comes in for the support.
There's no information for Leviatán off of that. So a bit of a different strat for C9. It looks like they're going pretty quick here.
Yep, just an explosion towards the main A side. Big paranoia that's gonna blind Mazino, who TPs towards the back at hell. Leaf knows this. He gets hit by the paranoia himself. TP comes back out towards the generator. Wow. But finally gets stopped there by Xeppaa. Meanwhile, though, kiNgg has also fallen, so we do have a 2-player advantage for Cloud9. Shyy was still hiding behind the boxes to get 2 kills of his own. Plant will still come down. Owl drone to try to get some information. Big turret now picked off. Nice little flash to allow Jake to push up here, courtesy of Xeppaa. It's up to Nosler with the Odin, and he's going to choose to save the Odin for the next round.
They play a late lurk with Zellsis to mid. They've been switching up how they're hitting each site. Not even hitting, but showing a potential hit.
A dash to get some information, allowing a crossfire to set up here. A mini shark attack. Both denied here by Cloud9.
Wow.
A half buy. from these plays that came out now from Leviatán.
I got
Still
spike.
has C9 working them up very slowly. And losing those two players gambles now the rotation from Leviatán towards B.
You see the way Shyy is playing just on the
Scout
edge of his
destroyed.
turret so he can rush to B and help her get to A. This is what Cloud9 is doing to Leviatán.
Bomb
Just
grenade out.
a few early kills, spread them thin, and it's what was missing from Cloud9's game before and why they look so dominant. Being able to convert the 5v4 is huge.
Oh, Shyy just got hit by the snake bite. Trying to get a timing running across. And Zellsis picks him.
One enemy remaining.
Nice shot there by Jake right after. And that is that Odin deny. Passing the spike around just to build up the ults. That's going to be given now to Xeppaa. And of course, kiNgg only with the stinger. He's trying to move forward for a couple of kills, and with the spike going down, seems as though only Zellsis really got damaged here in the round.
Flawless.
Oh my.
Okay.
Oh my. Oh my, that was clean.
He did that on Heaven and Performance. Back on show for the team. Quick jump towards line.
And quick drops from Lev.
Yikes.
Already two-player advantage now for Cloud9. Smoke crossing it over, allowing now Leaf to just dash across. And I think just instantly that'll be a
I've got
full
your
save.
trail.
Yeah. C9 even using Seekers. Because at this point, Leviatán hasn't done a lot of their patented saves. So you can see how Cloud9 feels like this round might go. These are coming in, Van. They're
He's
going to find
hunting.
it.
They're hunting for sure. Off shot now miss, and C9 are now closing in. At least Shyy is able to hold onto his weapon for a bit as he drops runi.
Yeah.
And with that, you definitely see that they don't want to fight any longer against the operator
Bot coming back.
on Tacolilla. But, you know, even if we're saving this weapon for Leviatán, that's great information. I think this is the first time that Tacolilla is pulling out the operator this half.
Powers out.
So having that come through, having that being shot, is going to put C9 into a comfortable position of how they could read the map into the late round, or into the next round, rather.
Yeah.
Placing
I wonder, once they recognize that too, how they use the walls, how they do a bunch. Look at it. Everybody's about to max out on money for Cloud9, so they are hunting.
Okay.
And solid holds, anchors on sight. And already in the 5v4 situation. This has been Cloud9's to convert with all of their first kills this round, but now Lev start to attack back at the right time, honestly. These last two rounds would be huge coming into the second half.
Great utility by Xeppaa. A flash, pushing Shyy away. That's information heard now by Zellsis, and a Trailblazer spawning the op. So they know there's less players now towards the A side, but there's still that mid-rotate. Now the players are back in favor for Leviatán. Big denial from a paranoia being thrown by Mazino. kiNgg getting to pick up off the lead. A fight here come out towards the generator, and it's still C9 that answers forward. One more to go. Tacolilla with the operator on a 2 versus 1. kiNgg getting all of this information so far. A flash misses, allowing Tacolilla to move
Last
forward.
player standing.
Now with the turret, his position's given away. Vandal now picked up. Plat coming down. Tacolilla getting the headshot up to Xeppaa. 1 versus
Spike
1.
planted.
Up to Zellsis. Peeks back out. As Tacolilla's not looking for the drop. Get the wide swing from Zellsis to win the round for Cloud9.
Dash is coming. Oh, Leaf actually cannot dash in. Both have activated. Both have run it. You gotta love this.
Try with the off angle. Zellsis gets the pick. A TP towards the back of the side. Hunter's Fury. Nice shot here by Noswer. Does get a second round to Jake, who dances around, manages to stay alive. A push out towards Spawn from Xeppaa, who does get the pick. kiNgg's by himself in the back of Spawn. He does get 2 kills. He's looking for the third, and he's gonna get it.
Spike down.
Answered back by Runi. A flanker
Last
cross,
player
and he
standing.
makes it a 1 versus 1.
Up to Taco again.
Snake butt on the ground. Tacolilla gets the pick.
Tap the spike, so they end. But there's gonna be alert from Shyy.
Runi gets a
down.
pick.
Oh, yeah.
Shyy gets denied. The rest of Leviatán were looking for a contact play into the A site. Now kiNgg's trying to take the matter into his own hands. 10 HP with the Ghost, making a lot of noise, trying to get the pinch back. Onto Zellsis. Tacolilla on the top of Heaven. There's a right-click classic. But Leviatán are still fighting back. A 2 versus 2. Low HP are Leviatán, but they're still standing strong. Oh no! Flank behind from the Xeppaa! Back. Manages to escape. 0 points, spotting some players across, but Leaf
30
is the one that gets the first blood. Xeppaa in the back of the site
Down
by the generator. Stopped by kiNgg. Still more players inside the A site for Cloud9. Are really loaded, coming back from
Player
the Leaf.
One
Has to get
enemy.
tested by Shyy versus one.
Oh my
And
God.
1 HP. 1 HP for Zellsis.
Stalled here to see if they can get a reaction. Okay.
Still gets him, man. This guy with the sheriff. Oh boy. And for Cloud9, they're treating this round like a bonus round, which is why you see the lower buy. So to make this expensive against Leviatán, and already dropping 3 players in the process of Leviatán's attempt to hit the A site, Shyy has to have a perfect timing here, and he does. Puts the turret to watch the cross back over, and a smart play from Nosware to rotate all the way back towards spawn. But now this is where it's going to get dangerous. Thankfully, it got pinged out, but he's about to cross over here. ADSing on 3 players, and that's spiked down.
Oh
Spike
my
down, B.
gosh.
30 seconds left.
Not
Shyy
for Shyy.
solo. There's that first. And now it's Cloud9 at series point.
Moved over to A for Zellsis, a triple push in garage.
It's traded off here. Tacolilla trying to do whatever he can. But we've seen this story before, Leviatán against Loud, where the shark attack came through and a spike falls. But we're still holding strong for these last 2 kills. Zellsis steps up, and C9 finally tamed the Sea Serpent and ends Leviatán's hope to Tokyo.
Zellsis. Instantly to Jake. The reassurance, the confidence. The congratulatory hugs here for Cloud9, who stave off elimination in the VCT Americas playoffs.